afternoon, South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express. I'm Jeannie D. How
welcome are you? Indeed. I'm Bonnie Mbuli. I'm very well. I'm still mourning the loss of Shamba.
I know.
I think he died very sadly, and it was brutal.
Yeah.
But the hashtag has been hilarious to watch. I mean, as you know, South Africans just rose to the occasion and found a reason to laugh.
Oh, rest in peace, Shamba.
So the laughter's buzzing with excitement today because today we have a very special guest joining us all the way from the US. Gospel artist Todd Dulaney is currently on tour in South Africa and he'll be performing live on the show.
So we'll be chatting to him about his career and how he manages to lift the spirits of millions of people around the world. Head over to our social media platforms and join the conversation. We are asking you, when in need of upliftment, what kind of music does the trick for you? Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. What works for you when you really need to feel whole?
Music definitely works for me.
Oh.
Writing,
yeah,
praying, and nature.
Yeah, a good hike.
Yeah.
Take a hike.
We also sit down with hair care entrepreneur and natural beauty expert Sonto Pooe, and today we're discussing what beauty really means to South African women in 2018.
And then we catch up with fashion retail expert Vicky Geralis, who is a buyer and a business partner for the clothing emporium Mimimi, and she's brought some of their newest stock along to show off.
And that's not all. We've got some pretty cool guests in the show today and on the show today. But in the kitchen, it's about get even cooler. Clem is busy playing with a whole bunch of experiments. He's like a kid in a candy store. I don't think Clem even knows what it's like to be serious in the loft any longer. Because
not anymore.
He's brought a science experiment to show us how to make instant ice cream.
So I haven't burnt this. This is at home. I haven't burnt this.
This is cold.
It's actually really cold. And you're going to see how we're using liquid nitrogen today to make instant ice cream. Are you excited?
That's insane. I'm super stoked for this. Always when you have some fun with kind of stuff like this is something the kids will love to be able to make themselves as well. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like frost growing on the outside of this pot. It's going to be lots of fun, intriguing, exciting, and delicious all at the same time. It's a recipe not to be missed, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. It'll all be coming up later on the show. Now, all the way from USA, Grammy-nominated gospel artist Todd Dulaney is currently in South Africa as part of his Greatest Name tour. Dedicated to his faith and spreading its message, he left a career in professional baseball to pursue his true calling as a musician, and in the years since has grown into one of the world's most prolific recording gospel artists.
We will sing yes, we'll dance in your presence. We will sing hallelujah.
Sing hallelujah till you come again.
Let's go. And we'll dance before you.
Yes, we'll dance in your presence till you come again.
Let's go. We are waiting for your return.
Sing hallelujah till you come again.
Oh yeah. And we'll dance before.
Dance in your presence till you come again.
Yeah. We will sing hallelujah.
We will sing hallelujah till you come
Yeah, Jesus. Oh, we'll dance.
Wow, literally the voice of an angel. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Oh my God, thank you for having me, you guys.
And welcome to South Africa. I mean, you're touring all over the place, South Africa and Kenya as well. Why here particularly?
Well, for one, I had never been to Africa before last year. And so my first taste of it, I was like, oh my gosh. It's different on so many different levels.
Yeah.
The people, they are crazy about, like, when they love you, they love you.
Yeah.
And so, like, I've never even received, like, love the way I have here in Africa. And so we try to get over here as much as we can now. And this tour run for us has just been amazing.
Yeah. So when do you refer to yourself as a gospel artist or a worshiper? Because I know there's like an interesting nuance, and for every artist it's very personal and it's very different. How do you refer to yourself and why?
Honestly, I just, whatever it is that'll help people make sense of it all, because I mean, I obviously I sing about my Christian faith, but if you want to call me a Christian artist, that's fine. If you want to call me a gospel artist, that's fine. If you want to call me a rapper Christian artist, that's fine with me too. It really doesn't matter to me, but I mean, it matters, I guess, for the genre of music, for wherever I am in the day. If I'm doing like Super Bowl, NFL Sunday, then call me whatever you need me to be to get on that stage, because I just want to, share the message.
Yeah. Kanye once said Jesus. I mean, Kanye's been saying a lot of things.
A lot of things.
But the one we will be speaking about
Okay,
today
all right.
is when he said Jesus walks, and it's that whole idea about how Christian albums don't make money.
Yeah,
Do you
he
think
said
this
if he
is
sings
something
about Jesus, then he won't sell
Yeah.
albums.
Yeah.
So do you think that a gospel artist needs to make peace with that from the beginning and decide what they're going in for?
Well,
or is it okay to just pursue sales?
You know, I think that if you're true to what it is that you're called to do or your purpose in life, this is my purpose. So I'm not like doing this to get wealthy, although I believe that, you know, wealth is in it. You know what I mean? So I don't really believe that gospel albums are not selling. Obviously, they're not selling as much as secular artists are in America. But I believe that if you're just true to who you're called to be, why are you doing this? I'm doing this because it's my purpose. And then I'll just let whatever comes with that happen because I just love being who I am and being who I'm supposed to be.
I love how you say that it's your purpose, and obviously you are such a natural performer, of
Thank
course,
you.
and people do love you. But you did start off as a baseball player. I mean, you're a professional sportsman. What was your calling, and what did bring about that massive change in career?
So baseball, I thought was my calling. Like that's all I ever wanted to do because all I was thinking about was the dollars. That's all I thought about. I was like, man, I'm gonna be really, really, really rich. And then so I just played, you know.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, look, I'm happy to learn how to play baseball.
But the
if that's
thing
case.
is when I began to grow and man, just understand life a little bit more, purpose changed for me. And so now my purpose is actually moving around the world and giving people encounters like they'll never forget and getting, you know, just touching people.
In that transition, was there ever a time where you had to mourn the baseball dream?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever think you were going to get over it?
But you know, it wasn't really a mourning. It was just like doubt of like, did I make the right decision? Like that's the thing. Like it's like you start thinking, and then especially if you have setbacks in where I am in music now. If you have setbacks, then you think, oh God, see, I probably would be a multi-millionaire.
And that's an awful feeling.
That is. But then you know what? Look at where I am. I'm in South Africa.
Exactly.
And I'm doing concerts in front of thousands and thousands of people. So I mean, you just can't even linger on that. My life is crazy right now.
But were you always interested in music? Were you always a talented singer? Like, were you that guy on the pitch, like, take me out to the ball game?
No. So look, so my singing started in the shower, in the bathroom. That's when I was just like, okay, maybe I'm good at this. I can do. But in baseball, I wasn't that guy. I ran from this, and then even more than that, I ran from like church. My mom and them tried to get me to go to church all the time and sing at church. I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to, you know, I want to play ball. I want to be wild. And I want to make a lot of money. And, you know, so for me to be here, it had to be a God thing because I was like, God, you knew I don't want to do this. Gospel music. I don't wanna.
Because being a gospel singer or being somebody who stands in front of millions of people and worships comes with a lot of pressure, right?
It does.
Do you ever feel that pressure about just your life and how you live your life?
Absolutely.
Can you be angry in front of people sometimes? Or do you just feel like people are always watching you?
Look, you're right. Like I had to realize that. I was telling my team the other day, I said, I had to even change how I handle telemarketers.
What?
Because
please tell me how you
oh my
handle
goodness,
them.
because
please teach us.
because I had it where they like started saying at the end of the conversation, I had one person say, well, let me ask you before we get off the phone, are you the singer, Todd Dulaney? And I just said in my heart, I said, God, I thank you I didn't go off on that guy. You know what I mean? Like, because I want to just let go.
We all do.
Like, and I'm like, okay, let me get my wife on the phone. Or even ordering pizza now. I order pizza with my wife's, you know, her other name. You know, Kenya Stone. Bring the pizza for Kenya Stone. Because the last time I ordered pizza, the guy was like, man, are you Todd the singer? And I'm like, okay, this is getting, you know, I can't go off on my wife in public. I can't do nothing that normal people do. And so, but it's cool though. I love it.
What has been your favorite elements of being in South Africa?
Oh my goodness, the people. It's the people. I mean, it's just amazing. It really is. Like my heart is overwhelmed at the love. Everywhere that we've gone, like people have just showered us with love. I don't even know. When I go back home, I'll probably just cry about it because it's been cool.
It's been incredible.
I can imagine.
What are some of the things that you found most surprising about our country that you just weren't expecting to find?
Well, you know, I'm not surprised, but I guess the biggest surprise would be is that in America, if you're uneducated, they got this whole perception of everything is poor in Africa. Like they have released this perception to the country.
Yeah.
And so when everybody says you're going to Africa, oh man, you better. I'm like, what? Are you guys out of your mind? Like they're living over there, like they're living just like you over here. And so that was one. I guess that was they wanted that to be a surprise, but I was more educated to know that this place is home and it's beautiful. Yeah.
Do you have a particular testimony that your music centers around? Is that something you focus on sharing?
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us about it?
For me, this is the thing. I try to write music that focuses on the message of love, and the greatest love of all is the one that laid his life down for everyone. And so the reason why is because as a human being, we're imperfect. We make mistakes. And if ever the attention gets on me, you're gonna see a flawed message. You're gonna see a message that looks like garbage. But as long as I keep the message focused up on the messenger, I always win. And so that's been the thing, my calling card that's been working for me, because it keeps focus off of me. As soon as everybody starts looking at you, they're gonna see flaws.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure that
Appreciate
everybody that goes to your concert is totally going to feel uplifted and just completely loved. I'm sure that energy will absolutely flow.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. You guys are great.
Absolutely. Thank you. So whatever you do, don't change that channel, because later on in the show, Todd will be treating us to a live performance. And after the break, we're in the kitchen and Chef Clem has a bit of magic up his sleeve. We'll be right back.
Clover fresh milk is Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We are live on SABC3, and because of all the public holidays, I'm not so sure, maybe you've been having a particularly tough week and you're feeling so self-indulgent that you just want a box of ice cream but are too sad or too depressed and tired to go outside of the house to go and find one in the mall. Well, we have got a solution for you. Any good ice cream begins with a smooth vanilla custard base that is made with the quintessential ingredient, Clover fresh milk. It's the taste, quality and freshness of Clover fresh milk that makes all the difference. And in the addition of liquid nitrogen, yes, we're all still trying to find new and exciting experimental ways to cook on Afternoon Express. So if you'd like to give this particular recipe a go and you don't want to leave the home, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 at a cost of R1.50. And remember to get your safety goggles on, because Clem is going to be showing us how to make an ice cream that is a winner to be able to try at home. And it's lots of fun to do too.
It's a lot of fun. I'm wearing my safety goggles. I've got some for you. I'll give it to you just now.
Okay.
Calm down. Let's get started on that custard
I'm
first.
excited for the nitrogen part.
I
That's
know,
cool.
it's really cool. So, into our pot, we're going to go with some Clover full cream fresh milk.
Wait, I'm confused. I'm only making ice cream, not hot milk.
It's ice cream, but you got to start off by cooking it first.
Okay, I see.
True, so you got to make a custard first, okay? And then cream, for that delicious, delicious creaminess going in.
So obviously, you guys, we had this, if you tune into the show quite regularly, you'll know that Clem has been combining different versions of sort of cream and milk, and everyone's always wondering, like, isn't cream just reduced milk, and, you know, isn't like this evaporated milk even more reduced? The answer is no, they're all different flavors.
Not at all. And I want that rich creaminess, the fat from the actual cream to get into our ice cream. That's going to give it that amazing, amazing texture. Egg yolks going in. Always free range.
Is that what ice cream is made out of? Egg yolks?
You know what? Real dairy ice cream does use egg yolks as to make the custard.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But you can obviously get egg-free ones. Okay?
I'm talking about the generic, you know, the mommy style, sad in front of the TV, you know, watching a favorite movie. Come on.
All right, cool. So, in the pot, we're going to give it a good mix. You know it's ready, and this is very important. You know it's ready when you dip your wooden spoon in the back. Okay, it's not going to be ready now. We have to cook it for a bit. And you run your finger down the back, and it keeps a solid line. You can see ours is kind of like...
starting to warp a little bit.
Exactly. So you're going to give that a few minutes. However, I've got some that's done already.
Is that this one over here?
It's not.
Oh.
It's not. It's in the bowl already. So
I see.
I've chilled it down, which is very important. So when you're done cooking it, pop it in the fridge for about an hour, just chill it slightly, all right? And then the fun begins.
Okay.
Liquid nitrogen. It's so cool, and actually, it's so easy to get your hands on it.
Where? Like, I've never actually seen liquid nitrogen while
I
I've
was
been
on the
walking through
internet
the
for
mall.
less than a minute before I found someone nearby me. I found people in Joburg, Cape Town, Durban. Wherever you are, you can get it.
Let's Google
it's amazing
suppliers.
fun. And
Clem has weird suppliers. You want to know what that man finds on the internet?
what? Okay.
Liquid nitrogen.
Your safety, okay? You know what? Safety first.
Is now the time for me to put my
All
safety
right.
goggles on? I feel
So let me
like
actually
now
tell
should
you
be a
about
men in
this.
black.
Liquid nitrogen is actually is really safe
I'm actually
if you use a
fashionable. These are not mine.
Okay, but you can't see what's in front of you, right?
Sorry?
You can see what's in front of you.
Yes, Clem, I can.
Oh man, come back. Okay, cool.
Where do we
So,
start?
like I'm about to say, liquid nitrogen is actually really safe when you store it properly. In a normal flask is fine. People get scared about touching it. You can actually touch it. It evaporates faster than alcohol, which means you're kind of safe, eh?
So the minute you touch it, it evaporates off because of the heat from your finger as well. This is what they use to burn warts off and
That's
stuff
also
off skin.
true, yeah.
So don't leave your fingers submerged in it, please.
Do not. Okay, I'm gonna let you do this.
Yes.
What you do is you're kind of gonna aim for the middle. I'm using our steel bowl today. Obviously, we don't. Look at you. You don't want to use the glass bowl because that'll just freeze too much and potentially crack. You ready?
Cool. Yes.
Cool. Go for it.
Tell me when. Can
You
I
can
pause
go
on
from
this
whichever
side?
side you want to be in.
Tell me when.
Gooi. Slowly, not too fast. So what's happening right now?
That's so cool.
is it's reducing the temperature really fast.
That is literally
Freezer.
cold already. It's freezing.
It's really cold. So let's take a look and see what you've got there.
Can I let go?
It takes a few chances. Okay,
That
let
is
it go, let it go.
so cool. You guys, you know, there's certain moments in your life when you're like at a job or something and then you do something that just gets you so excited. This is the reason why I ended up on television.
All right.
Oh, my word.
I think you can take your sunnies off now.
Can I?
If you're all right.
Is it safe?
Cool, so you're gonna keep it. Oh, it's thickened up so much. You can see that. Let me just show you on the side of the bowl already. It's already,
Oh, I
don't mind the
see,
mess,
turning
that's
into
fine.
ice cream,
You
yeah.
can see it's already started setting.
That is insane.
It's amazing.
So it is literally instant ice cream.
Yeah, so what you do is you're gonna keep on pouring it in. You're
And
gonna
it's safe to drink, right? So you pour the liquid nitrogen in, it basically evaporates, cools it down immediately.
Exactly.
So you don't actually consume it and get into your blood.
You really don't.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is you do that like
so
a few more
cool.
seconds, and then you're going to put it in a nice dish, and it's ready to go. Ta-da! Are you excited? Let me just get this out of the way for you. How many? Are you going to make some for Jeannie and Bonnie?
I don't know. I could probably eat a whole thing by myself in any case.
All right,
but
I'll make
I'll
one for
share.
them.
I will try and share.
Okay, make one for yourself. Here you go.
cool.
We do this old school style, okay, with the old scoop.
Cool. So like this.
And the
Oh,
thing
wow,
about
that
doing it using,
scoops so
using the
perfectly.
liquid nitrogen is the texture becomes so amazing. It's so smooth. It's the smoothest ice cream you've ever had in your life.
Okay.
True story.
We'll have to test that theory out. So I'm going to make mine a very simple one because I kind of like mine looking like this. You can start preparing one for Jeannie and I'll take it to her. How about that? Is that a deal?
Perfect. Go for it. And
Oh, that's super creamy. Delicious. One of the best ice creams you can have in the world is one of those creamy, delicious, dairy-type ice creams, and this is it. And it certainly is a lot of fun to make as well. So I hope you guys are going to remember to make it yourselves at home. Go find yourself some liquid nitrogen online. You SMS the keyword Clover to 33650.
Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Now, don't go away because we've got gospel superstar. Oh,
Promise you ice cream.
Goodness gracious, this is fabulous. We've got gospel superstar Todd Dulaney lifting our spirits today. And on social media, we're asking you, when in need of upliftment, what kind of music does the trick? Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook post. After the break, we turn our attention to beauty with hair and body care entrepreneur Sonto Pooe.
Welcome back to the couch. What is beauty? It's a tough question to answer. There are so many factors to consider that it's almost impossible to find one answer. Sonto Pooe is the founder of a hair and body care brand, and she's on a mission to start the conversation about what beauty means to the South African woman.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Very excited to be here.
Yeah, well,
Yay.
firstly, congratulations on all of your success on your brand.
Thank you.
But you started your business out of sheer frustration.
Correct.
Why? Like, what was your story?
So my story really didn't begin 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It started as a child. So the brand itself focuses a lot on natural based products. Our products are all natural. Because I was a sickly child, I reacted to a lot of things. And so I learned very on that what you put in actually affects how your body functions.
Oh, absolutely. I live by that.
And how you look, and how your hair grows, and how everything happens, yeah.
And so it then evolved into, so when I thought of starting this company, I really wanted something that can be safe for everyone to use. We are now becoming more and more aware that a lot of products that are used in cosmetics can be harmful long term.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that's where it started. And really, when it came to hair, the frustration was I really couldn't find anything that could take care of my afro.
Yeah, it's also only very recent that South African retailers have actually started to look at what works for black hair.
Exactly.
What does black hair need? And also advertising to black women about black hair. So that's taken us quite a while. But now that we're here, what do you think of the changes that have happened? Because there have been quite a lot recently.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I really think it's empowering to be able to wear your hair in its natural state and not to resort to other means to try and fix something that I think is fixable.
That's not broke.
That's not broken either. I think it's amazing. It's really, I keep saying, what a time to be alive, to see all these changes.
Absolutely.
And to see everyone taking it on so positively.
Yeah.
So a lot of our work is in educating people how to take care of their natural hair. More than that, we have a holistic look on everything. So we tell them, you can't just take care of what comes out, but you need to be doing both, meaning what you take in, what you put on, and what you put on your hair ultimately will give you either success or frustration.
I love how you're working towards and having these conversations about changing the definition of what beauty is. And I know, like you said, you know, people look at what is on the magazines and the cover. I mean, we are the girls that we're the girls on the cover of the magazines, and we don't even look like that. So what is your definition of beauty, and what kind of conversation should people be having around defining it?
I think for me, the definition of beauty is there are levels to it, okay? There's the superficial, which is right on top, which is what we physically see with our natural eye, but then there's also something that you can't really see. So for me, how you feel inside determines whether you're beautiful or, you know what I mean? Like you need to feel it on the inside and not try and cover up. I'm not saying you shouldn't look beautiful. I'm not saying you shouldn't take care of yourself.
You're not saying you shouldn't slay.
No, slay go.
But it's also that idea that, you know, no matter how beautiful you are, long after you're gone, people are going to remember how they felt around you.
Correct.
And if the feeling they felt around you was,
you see,
what they take
so
away
really
from you.
beauty is an inside job. There are people who, by the world standards, may not look beautiful, but the minute they walk into a room, the whole room lights up.
Absolutely.
So I think we need to be having these type of conversations. I think especially in our society, you know, dark skin is not necessarily looked at as beautiful. A big nose is not. We need to be saying, come on, we come in all shapes.
Any features that are less Western are just not considered as mainstream beautiful.
Correct.
And we also just need to normalize a diverse beauty.
Yes. And I think part of the problem is that a lot of the people that own the magazines are not people that look
like us.
So we are striving to a standard of beauty that's unrealistic, number one. Number two, I don't think it's fair because really we are all beautiful. So part of our work, we've had these conversations with our Facebook Live events. Part of our work is to let people feel comfortable and happy in their skin.
I mean, this is obviously such an amazing journey for you to have gone, but you've learned so much because it really is, I mean, it's my favorite topic of conversation.
Absolutely.
But it really is so fascinating to know, how did you learn all of this? I mean, because you were a quantity surveyor. And then how did you get into this?
Long journey.
I can imagine.
What you see now is a long journey, and correct. I studied quantity surveying at the advice of my maths teacher. Her son was a quantity surveyor, and as most matriculants, I was like, I don't know what to study. Even though I felt like maybe I can do fashion, because I felt like I was good in a lot of things. I'm not blowing my horn, but I just felt like I could fit in a lot of things, and so that's what I ended up going with. But once I started working, I realized I really don't want to be in this environment for the rest of my life. I then went back to my first love, which is hair. I mean, I've taught myself how to do my hair from the age of...
I'm obsessed with my hair.
Right?
Yeah.
So I taught myself from the age of 8. I remember sitting with 2 mirrors after an experience of having someone plaited my hair so tight that I couldn't sleep for 3 days.
No.
So, she would relate.
Yeah, I know all about that. All about
She would relate. So I then taught myself, so the love for hair started there. So after quantity surveying, I then decided, you know, I actually want to do something I've been doing all along. And then went back to school, and I studied hair care, and then went back and then did cosmetic science, and I did a bit of trichology. I didn't finish, but I did do that as well. So I think it's been an accumulation of learning and growth.
Now, I always say that gorgeous hair is the best revenge. I mean, Bonnie's hair is amazing, and she really has fun with it. But something else that you're an expert on, and I suppose that you understand, is eating for your hair.
Correct.
Tell me about that, because I mean, I've been taking biotin because apparently that makes your hair grow. So what do I eat for gorgeous hair?
Nutritious food. When you are losing hair, it's a sign that something is off balance. It really is. The body tells us in different ways that something is not quite, or something is lacking.
And so lots of water, obviously.
You need to eat good food. I, for one, don't like eating veggies, so I drink them. Juicing.
Juice them.
It's easy these days, you know, so you juice. It's better to eat the nutrients from actual food than supplements, if you can.
Yeah.
But if you fail, then at least supplement, like you say, with all the B vitamins. They're very good for you.
And you also need to sleep on a satin pillow. I swear by this.
Yeah, me too.
It works.
I love it. It really does. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
We
you.
certainly lost a lot.
Thank you for
We learned
having
a lot having you here.
Thank you for having me.
Indeed we have. And now from natural beauty to timeless fashion. After the break, we take a look at the latest trends from the classic fashion emporium Mimimi. Don't forget that we've got gospel superstar Todd Dulaney performing later on in the show, so make sure you stay tuned to that and get your cell phones ready to get tweeting up a storm. Because also at the moment on social, we're asking, when in need of some upliftment, what kind of music does the trick for you? You can tweet us at Afternoon Chat and using that hashtag Afternoon Express, or go right now and comment on our Facebook post. See you in a bit.
Fashion show. Lucian, my darling, how long is the interview before we start with the fashion show?
1 minute something.
Okay.
Oh, 5 minutes. Oh.
Awesome, thank you. So we've got 5 minutes of chatting and then 3 minutes of fashion.
That's a lot.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Cool. So but when each model comes out, you know that you're just going to break down the look and chat a bit about it for us.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3. A fashion buyer and business partner at the famous style emporium Mimimi, Vicky Geralis is one of the most experienced fashion conceptualizers in the country.
With over 20 years in the industry, both locally and abroad, she has probably had a hand in styling you every morning without you even realizing it. But today she's here to give us a glimpse into Mimimi, a boutique that started on the ever-bustling Long Street in Cape Town. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah. So you've had such a long career in fashion, but it started off with you studying in Paris.
Yes.
I mean, what was that like?
That was, well, of the best years of my life,
I'm sure.
quite frankly.
Yeah.
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 So a lot of culture there, and you know, just a different world.
Yeah.
But learnt a lot in terms of tailoring and construction and the way Western fashion works.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you and your business partner are very passionate about marrying Western fashion and with an African aesthetic.
Yes, yes.
And you were doing it long before anybody else was doing it. Actually, I remember I used to travel down from Joburg and come to the Mimimi before there was the one in
Yes,
Joburg.
yes,
and
yes.
I could always find like these little interesting pieces. What inspired that approach?
Well, I think it's our roots. You know, we have such a wonderful culture in this country, and actually we don't do enough of it. Why is it that everyone is just replicating the Western side of things when in fact you can take the Western and the African and fuse them? They're not separate, they're one and the same.
Yeah.
And you'll see that later in the looks we've put together for you, how we've worked the African into the Western and created one.
Yeah. Longstreet is so buzzing, and I'm
Yes.
sure that you get such an amazing, eclectic clientele
Oh,
as
yes.
well. Why, I mean, other than the obvious choice, why Longstreet in particular, and what kind of clients does it bring you?
Well, we have all sorts. It's a lot of tourists, and they absolutely love the store.
Yeah.
Everyone finds something. It's quite interesting, and just chatting to them and, you know, finding out what they like about our country.
Yeah.
And what is really great is I've never had a negative comment ever.
Yeah.
So, and apart from that, we also have the locals. They're the diehards who always come in,
Absolutely, yeah.
always looking for that little something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's because there are interesting selections,
Yeah.
and we have a number of designers in our
Yeah.
store, and they're all very creative. And yes, we do curate what we
How do you
have.
source your designers, and how do you curate
Yes.
those pieces?
Well, basically, we keep our eye out on what's happening,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's often us going to them and approaching them and saying, we'd like to work with you and have you on board.
Yeah.
So it's both, actually.
You know, for somebody who remembers the early days of Mimimi, it's so interesting to watch the store evolve.
Yeah.
And it's consistently evolved.
Yes.
And I guess that's a big element in keeping afloat when you're battling big retailers,
Exactly,
right? Tell me about
absolutely.
the nature of that landscape, of smaller retail stores battling
Yes.
these giants and also getting their stuff copied.
Correct. That is a
And
big,
sold
big
like on a mass
problem.
scale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, basically, with you know, what is happening now is that a lot of people are very aware of what's going on because of social media. So that is becoming, they are more aware. They're
Yeah.
wanting to be more individual. You know, so you have these big retail chains, but the reality is, it's everyone out there is wearing the same outfit. Whereas with these designers, you have only a certain run. And, you know, after that season, it's over. And, you know, you look individual, you create your own style. And what is more exciting than that?
Yeah.
And also you're supporting your local creative market, which is so important, really.
I also love how social media has democratized information as well and just made even out the playing field. Because now, if a big retailer copies your designs, there's going to be someone who tweets, yo, someone
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've seen that now with Max Cosa.
Yeah.
Yes, that's happened recently.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's actually good that is happening
Absolutely.
because it's been going on for too long. And, you know, all it takes is for them to change 3 different elements, for example, of a print or a
Right.
bag.
Something
Just
like
3 little
30%
elements
or something,
Yeah. And then it's considered a different item.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've brought some really beautiful, really unique pieces for us today.
Yes.
Let's have a look at some of them. And if you can talk us through, I mean,
Right.
that is just sensational. Bonnie, I can see you in everything
Yeah,
from Mimimi. And
absolutely.
it's such a huge store.
It's a totally me store.
So basically you can see there where it's easily a Western dress, right? But you put the necklace on and there you have your African element coming through. So this dress is quite versatile. You can wear it with, you know, a longer sleeved t-shirt underneath for winter, and you can up-style it or down-style it.
Yeah. And that's quite a beautiful piece,
Yes,
the accessories.
So that's
in
made
the
of
Mimimi
felt,
store?
and that's all in the Mimimi store currently.
I love that.
Okay, so it's quite a dramatic look, and at the same time quite simple.
Yeah, I love that. Let's have a look at the next piece. Also, so elegant.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So here we go with Another designer, here we have the pants are from Manya. She's a brand new designer in our store and doing really, really well. Very elegant styles.
Absolutely.
And we've added the wee wee bomber over it, which is sort of an Africanish vibe to it. And there you have your eclectic mix of African and Western working very well together.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful, very sophisticated, very elegant look.
Yes, and the earrings are very...
I was about to ask about them.
Yes, basically they are land buildings in Cape Town. So this particular jewellery designer goes and looks at different facades of buildings and then recreates them into these beautiful earrings.
It's so creative.
Yeah,
Love that.
absolutely. We have a lot of wonderful jewellery as well. So very creative, different components coming through.
What's our next one?
Oh, I love that look.
Okay, well, that's our message to you. It's time for Africa to show its talent.
Yeah. Wow. I love that skirt.
Yes, that's a Doreen
I love that
Southwood
you dress it up and
skirt.
dress it down.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Doreen Southwood.
That's correct.
And the hat, is that Simon and Mary?
Yes, correct.
I love their hats.
Aren't they brilliant?
I have so many of their hats. They are
Yes.
literally the best fitting hats out there. They are amazing.
Yeah.
And they're all handmade, molded
Yes.
by hand. So
in fact, I
they
have
really
exactly
are.
that hat. That's why I asked about it. That's my flying
also
hat
stock
whenever I'm
those
at an
t-shirts.
airport.
Yes, correct.
Awesome.
And we sell them out. Yeah, a lot of tourists, but yeah, they love it. They just love it. So that's the message they're giving us.
It is, absolutely.
Tell us more about this outfit.
And we have another coat here from Manya. That's our new designer. And yes, so this is just showing you a way to bring it down a little bit and make it a bit more casual.
I love those pants.
And the mixture of, you know, the colour, the bright colour of Africa, you know, African designs.
I love that kind of dropped crotch, high waist
Yes,
pants.
yes. So
Those
that
are
is pretty
gorgeous.
much the look going forward. Very high waists.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
You know, when the art gallery was launched in Cape Town, the Zeitz Museum, they said, you know, African art is so exciting at the moment, but I think African fashion is in such a good place at the moment.
Yeah. I think
Really
we're going
is.
forward in a good
Absolutely.
way, and we can only get stronger. So we're looking forward to, you know, our collaboration, Doreen Southwood and myself, and Mimimi going forward.
Mimimi.
Absolutely.
What inspired the name? I've always wondered.
You know,
Is it just like a me, myself, and I?
Well, no, it actually comes from, Doreen just came up with it. Apparently it was 3 different friends, and basically they were standing there saying, and me. So Doreen was going me, and then the other one, and me, and me. So it was me, me, me. Okay, and it just sort of fell into place.
That's cute.
Oh, that is very cute. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for
Thank you so
having
much
us.
for sharing all of these
showcasing
amazing
fashion.
styles with us.
The fashion is incredible. Get those phones out and start tweeting us hashtag Afternoon Express. We'd love to hear your thoughts about everything that's happening on the show today. Tomorrow is Friday and we're all super excited. If you want to praise the Lord along with us, international gospel artist Todd Dulaney is performing live. You do not want to miss this performance. It's going to be incredible. Get your phones out and join us after these.
We love to call your name. It's something that I cannot explain. That happens when we proclaim your great name. Yes, so we love to call your name. It's something that I cannot explain. That happens when we proclaim your great name. Your great name.
King Jesus.
There's no other name like yours.
King Jesus.
No one stronger than you.
We can call on you. Things change every time we call your name.
So I feel it, King Jesus.
King Jesus.
Every time I call your name.
King Jesus.
Oh,
We can call
feel much better every time
when I call your name.
Yes. Said
when I call your name.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. It's that moment we've all been anticipating. Currently in South Africa, as part of his greatest name tour, gospel star Todd Dulaney is here to lift our spirits. It debuted #1 on the gospel charts in the USA, and here he is to perform the hit single, Your Great Name. Take it away.
love to call your name. It's something that I cannot explain. That happens when we proclaim your great name. Yes, we love to call your name. It's something that I cannot explain. That happens when we proclaim your great name, your great name,
King Jesus.
No other name,
King Jesus.
Yeah,
we can call on you,
and everything changes. Yes, King Jesus is.
King Jesus.
Nobody quite like you. Yeah, yeah.
We can call on you.
Everything changes when you and I feel much better every time I call
your name.
Said I feel much stronger every time I
call your name.
Yes, I come alive when I call
your name.
Yeah, oh God, I feel my healing every time.
I call your name.
Oh, I do, Jesus. Say it when I call your name. I feel your power when I call on you. Jesus is the name. Yeah.
I call your name.
Yes. Say it when I call.
When I call your name.
I feel much stronger every time I call on you, Father.
I call your
name. So we say, King
Jesus. King Jesus. We can call on you.
everything changes now.
Change every time.
Oh.
Yeah, come on over.
That was beautiful.
Come and have a seat. That was absolutely amazing. I love that. I feel like we were just so spoiled and treated to this amazing private performance.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Thank you.
What a voice.
I had to catch myself for a second there because you know when you're always involved in sort of church circles and there's music playing and like they're sort of clapping, it's almost like, wait, it's meant to be for the Lord. Do we clap? Do we not clap? Is it like we're praying? Is it amen? Like what do we say here? So I just felt so compelled. It's
What
awesome.
do you do, actually?
In like it's funny, interesting to say. Like in the traditional Orthodox Catholic tradition, you wouldn't clap necessarily because it's not about the artist; it's about about the Lord. So you'd say
That's
like, I don't know,
good.
you'd say amen or you'd pray or something. It wouldn't have to be like a clap because then it's about the artist, not about...
Yeah, but I would want to clap.
I know
but
too,
yes,
yeah.
I'd have that
Yes, I'm
awkward-
feeling good. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
you
all.
would
Either
be
way, it's a celebration. It's just a big celebration anyway.
So I wanted to ask you, because I don't know if you guys have heard at the moment, but Hawaii is going to be the first country that is banning sunscreen because it's affecting their coral reefs, because obviously people are putting sunscreen on and then running into the ocean, and they've now discovered that it's affecting all the coral reefs. So no more sunscreen in Hawaii.
So what do you do?
I guess they need to find more natural ways of making sunscreen.
Yeah, your products are all biodegradable, hey?
Correct. So they are biodegradable. Like I mentioned, they are safe. Even kids can use them from as young as, apart from, we have a hair growth castor oil which helps with your hairline. Apart from the castor oil, kids all the way up to grandma can use them.
Where do you source most of your materials that you use?
So a lot of them in Africa, and then like castor oil, if it's not made here, so it's made in India, so we get it, but we get the highest grade. It's cold pressed, which means it's very potent, and you haven't lost all the nutrients and the that come from the castor oil. Otherwise, everything else from Ghana.
And I suppose a lot of food products as well.
Yeah.
Because if you imagine it,
So
like Africa's pretty...
avocado oil that we sell comes from South Africa because we have tons of avocado.
But I mean, you're talking about sunscreens that are biodegradable. Like, really, I think Africa's always been the forefront of that. Have you always seen, obviously, you put like sort of like all kinds of products on your skin and stuff when you go out into the sun. Like, you used to use a whole bunch of things like roots and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we're way ahead of that curve.
Right. Were you using these?
No.
These roots? Any of these roots you want to share?
All of mine are unnatural. No.
Danilo was
Tom,
rubbing
which are
plants
you
on
gonna
his
be-
face.
Are you going to be performing at any churches while you're
Oh
here?
my
Where are you going to be
goodness.
performing?
I am. I'm here in Cape Town, and on Saturday night at 7 o'clock, I am going to be performing at, it's called N1.
N1 City.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the name of the church is Every Nation. Yes.
Every Nation
For
N1
feeding
City.
it to me
Yeah,
off
yeah.
camera. Thank you. Every
Yeah.
Nation N1. I will be there on Saturday night, and from what I'm hearing, the tickets are like going like crazy.
Stunning.
It must be so
yeah.
fun for you knowing that your songs are, even when you're not around, your songs are being played in
Yeah.
churches all over.
That was the goal. You know what I mean? The songs live on. The artists, they'll try. They'll change it and love somebody else. But the
Exactly.
songs.
Listen, we can't wrap up the show without chatting to you at home. Nobuhle, welcome to Afternoon Express. How are you?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hi,
How's it going?
I'm good, thanks, and yourself?
We're doing so well, thank you. What did you want to share today?
Just about gospel music, the way it uplifts your soul, and personally, it really reminds me a lot that I tend to forget about myself, spiritually and in real life. So I just really, really do like gospel music in that sense, because that's my way of worshiping.
Yay. Thank you for sharing, Nobuhle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, when your craft has a particular impact on people's lives, I think you don't even realize half of it, because, I mean, millions of people listen to your music. There's one or two souls that you think might have saved throughout the whole process. You never would have known.
No. I mean, every day I'm blown away, man. I mean, you think about where you come from. When you hear stuff like that, you're like, look at where I come. I'm not even worthy to represent something, even a message as powerful as this. And here I am in another country. Singing
And then
about
what music do you listen to when you're on your own?
I listen to, I pull from a little bit everywhere. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of a band called Rascal Flatts. I don't know if they're a
I've heard
big
of them.
country band, and they
You love
are-
country?
I love country
Yeah, I love
music.
country as well.
Yeah, like
Talk about the boots. I was just about to say.
well, sir. No, I shop at a place called Zara a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You guys know Zara?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I mean? I think I got about 2 more years of it before my body starts to not respond to slim fitted jeans. And things of that nature. So, 2 more years I'm giving myself.
So what does the future hold for both of you in terms of your branding and the kind of substance you want to produce?
I think for us, it's definitely to go global. We've had a lot of global interest, and we are figuring it out. We're going to get there. So that it is to go global, we definitely will be. and we're just working through the system to make sure that our products are available worldwide.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to connect too. I know my wife was talking about her edges.
Yes.
She want to keep them right. You know what I mean?
We're always talking about our edges.
He already asked for a package.
Yeah, I did.
so-
I asked. I said my wife is all about these edges. All right.
Edges.
Business deal.
They've got to be right. They've got to be right.
Right. But no, I want to continue doing what I'm doing. I mean, like, you know what I mean? We're the sound of what we're doing is kind of reaching all over the place. I have no idea how far it's reaching, but if I could just keep doing what I'm doing, I think it'll just work out.
Your music's healing souls, and your products are healing hairlines.
Come
it's awesome.
on.
So it's perfect. It's great.
But you know also what I'm loving is that the conversation is moving away about beauty for black women, away from weaves versus natural, what's better, what isn't, and women are starting to focus more on self-care no matter what it is that you have, no matter what it is that you prefer, which is something that's just more regenerative and more sustainable.
That's right.
Are you finding that?
Yeah, and we're also not bashing weaves.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I think the message we're trying to say is we need to be accepting of who we are even without the weave.
Yeah.
We know that there are various reasons that people will wear weave as a protective style. They can do it because it saves time or whatever the case is. But we are saying even with that, because there can be damage. You know, with the pulling, there can be long-term damage. So just make sure that you're taking care of self.
Yeah.
It's a huge trouble with things.
I'm sure you don't stop hearing about it.
Oh my goodness. Don't let me
yeah,
speak on this subject, okay? I could go so many
I
different ways.
speak to my partner about my hair like 80% of the time. He eventually goes, no hair talk anymore today.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I love my wife, just her natural hair. I love it. You know, she wears weave sometimes. It's just like, you know what I mean? I grab and I'm like, I don't want to.
Oh, that's so
you know what I mean?
But now we know that after the show, we're going to go and slap some avocado on our faces.
Nice. Nice. And also, guys, don't forget, tomorrow's going to be a really cool show. We've got another live performance in the Loft, and I cannot wait to share it with you. It's from a rising star in the South African R&B scene. Ricky Tyler joins us in studio. Plus, we chat to finance expert and motivational speaker and author Jabulani Ngobo. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be an awesome show.
Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
It was such a great show.
Guys.
Thank you for our private performance. It was amazing.
Now we can
we'll see you
it.
again tomorrow.
Good night and God bless,
God
everybody.
bless.
Thank you. Bye.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.